abo arishima ma memo ajo na mesanso emu akaba ebre aso se oman Ghana mu ensem ma hodo so ensem a enigedie ewo mu ebi apomuden saranso enna de keka ho yede eba besmo enanwumre se Paramount News e Great Commission TV eso ensem no do so pa yie na ebo manwumre yi dia wo tie ebi enese ekopie mu mrahye bedwemu a edonkuma ewo honomo ede ato empanifo enim se won momodin a na emre bia eno no eba becheche cement ene ho prizes na yede beto honom no eno so won mo enyi emfiri honom ne entia won mo eka no yebebo mo ede amao ewo kase yi eso na ensam foforo mu so oragina po ede ato empanifo anase mampani abede che Dr. Bawomie enim se won momodin a na nadwuma yeyi ne se wonye se wo hwe ama dollar no etimi aba form na sidi ne so etimi agina ne nan so eno na wonhwe enye na wonya se wo frɛ se yemeye debate sanse eno no emfa hwe emfa emma yedo beko ensem foforo emu na hyenkafo bia ewo nungua ne potamu womo ede womo sama tudwa efa no fango boa akosoro ewo oman yi emu Mampeni na nadodan kwa kufado se wa power bedweku a wo kire mu se wo mo no se wo mo ba behwe na ensem bi yedi e wo man Ghana mu meche court ahodo no wo mo so yetimi di bia ko wo mo nanso na kyese wo mo ahwe asiesie e wo hodom a eno eye ADR wo mo board no wa pa wo mo eno so ye behwe na yabomu ede amount eni je kasie mu so no na kyese abrantie bi video ene namo emonten so a eno wo kire mu se wabomodin na abayu a wanya frihia dunai wone no eda yesebe edinkita ho a kosi sabayu wakoko pie mu ewo SHS eno nam so amasese de aposifo ensa asoni mu a womo ede aba abeto abonte eno so yebehwe na yabomu ede amao oma hodo so ensem emu Kenya de sese no entokwa no womu nyanyaye eja edere ewo hono pa eno so sembi ekoso wo hono no enwumre ubati bi ewo kasie yi eso na fasida fama enagad medicated toothpaste wo so papa se papa ede atwi se na wanumu atoso eyinka bone ene efini kekawa bi afiri wanumu dia na ene ehwehwe enagad akiri kwan kwadwaman so ko provision store bia mu se ope enagad na womo entimi maubi na fatwi se akoda timi UCB pani UC entitobi tu fie honom na obia emfa bi entwitwi ne se go same travel and tour wase brafo akwantu hu nsam nyina bedan yen ehemfa na opese wokọ man be mu na opese wokọ Poland ewo hodom Oman ene de emman ahodo na kan na Canada Italy ne nyina no opese wokọ hodom ye boaw de wokọ adwuma bia opese wokọ koye bia nso no ye boaw ema wokọ koye sa adwuma yi enti sika kutua bi na betia de amaye na sika na wutua no ye de bi ye passport efironom so anacha sa visa ka ho woni birth certificate kura ye de bi ye bi ma ye wie de bi atwa plane ticket ene nneoma hodo bi a wobenya ewo ehonom na wo kɔ insurance ni ba bia beda nyina no na kyese ewo sika na mu enti no bomodin afo akwanti hu nsem bedan yen nungu akantamanto eho na obehunu ye kira kwan woni ye medin sa woso na ye moa no akwanti hu nsem nyina no enyina ne nice papa ye Hola Savior Herbal Center wose yade ben na eteteo fa be pie wo mo aso ye na wo mo entimi moa ye enubna na wo mo ede aye na kyese wo mo wa anua na chi etete na hahan bia na wo mo ede afamfidie mu esanse Bible wose ye ni aduaba ye fa hahan ne nsa ye ho yade enti no na kyese bibiduro mapa ahoɔden wom na Hola Savior kopie mu wo honom a wo betimi ede asan yade na ukɔ adwaman so drugstore anase pharmacy bia mu so bowura honom na koje Hola Herbal Mixture ni binonom na entimi emwa kama yesebra na yemfa wemfa ntitiye mu so pese wo yanyame adwuma bia no ne nyina no yetimi ebo papa ye wie adawadia yiwe pia mo bia hunu wiase afana nyina se ampa wafa entitiye mu tumi kratia no so edi adanse nso ye de peso pa de ma wo wie a watimi akwa wote wasore enti anwumre adwumaku a womo ebo machidom eno no bomodin abora Facebook na kwhwe kase no ebi ewo honom Great Commission TV GH wohwani na no like comment share na entimi emwaye papa YouTube nso anwumre yedemo ewo honom Radio SM Online eno so benya bi etie ewo honom osomfo wade yina na nekua acheba atame enanwumre mede ensamwe ede ebra ba me mo adwo na mensan so emo akwaba akwaba fe yemfri kase no enkyemu ase ankasa ye fresh dia na ye kwakopie mu ewo mrahye bedwam na nfia da ya na ye transport minister wode ekokoto mrahye bedwam se emra wonka womo emobo ho na nka womo nyintum na empanifo mfanso ano na eno no ema meye mra ewo magana mu na emra ni nyina ene se womo kiremu se enka mrahye bedwafo ene asoafo ene empo ajagefo bi ewo magana mu no womo kasa hodro womo yusuo no enka yemomodian na sarini ebi yemfa emubomu emfa ma womo nanka ene womo enam kwanso na womo kwa na womo dru traffic mu anachese womo no traffic no enche womo entino nanka traffic mra na ewo constitution no emu se obi a obedru hono ma red beso bia no gina no womo de sa mra no yenyi womo emfrim enti womo dru wono mo na se womo jai sarini to so a na chese womo dru traffic mu anekwa na womo eko empo no baabi a wose wo mo 50 kura no na wo mo atwamu 150 ne de keka ho na eno de na chese wo mo no emra no enkyekere wo mo eno nam so Ghana de hye no mu ebi ete ensam yi pe ena wo mo eso mu ani abasa ne sere wo mo twen yankasa se eyemra hye bedwafo adwuma wo mo kwakoye ewo mra hye bedwamu ho no mo ya ana yasoma wo mo se wo mo konkodi sa adwuma yi enti enye se bia mu ko suku na mu koduru ho no mo na mayele teacher atwikendi asimo so se mayeleti enti mu jampi traffic enya de ye beso so enti no eno de Ghana fo kasa ye pa eno akire so edom kuma wo mra hye bedwam meche NDC fo wo mo so de krata tente babonten akire mu se sa ensamo no wo mo no enya de wo mo esoso so enti penifo emomode na wo mo entungu ene ne ye koda sore ya na chesampa empenifo mra hye bedwam wo mo kire mu se sa emra ne de wo mo anja ntuma wo mo abo eguo eno nam so ama ora governance agboja wono eye edom kuma no empanifo no waka ho ebi ede ato empanifo animu se emra no ebi wo honom a eno so ehyehye honom eye li no ebi da so hyehye honom te se cement die ya na anu ya dora keti hamode ba ye se enka ye nyina ye nhwe na cement ne bo no enye baako no ni nyina no ehyehye honom enti no se yatimi ato eye sarin die no agua na ene cement die no so yammo entungu na entimi emwa ezanse no so no Ghana fo wamo ani enye ho
which was laid on the Friday 14th June 2024 be withdrawn. Mr. Speaker, this has become necessary based on extensive engagement with leadership. It is so withdrawn, Mr. Speaker.
Regulation 2024 is hereby withdrawn.
The comment, I cannot repeat the comment that was made at Conclave. So, Mr. Speaker, they have decided that an issue of national interest is not good looking on Parliament, especially government, and they have decided to withdraw it. Mr. Speaker, we have no business talking about it, but I can just remind them there are other allies that have been laid that the public is still not happy about. I will encourage them to withdraw those ones as well. Mr. Speaker, whilst the Minister of Trade is here, the LI that he laid on cement is also not, the public is not happy. We also come and withdraw yours as well. Come and withdraw the cement LI as well. Come and withdraw the cement LI as well.
And also, no speed limit. I mean, this social media thing, there is nothing like that before Parliament. There's nothing like that before Parliament. And so I thought maybe something was being done behind my listen. So I started calling all over, and all my directors said no, they have not seen anything like that. I have the responsibility of admitting many of these things. Sometimes they may elude me, but I haven't seen any.
Nanya enye eno na yedaswa ejina mrashe bedwamu honoma eno ena lithium ayehwe se anka aweya yebeko akotu ewo ehonomo eno enamso emma kracha kokopie mu mrashe bedwamu se yemobo ho na edom kuma ene edom kesia ewo honomo no na chese wo mu enya wo mu ho entiase entiabra yede kracha koduru honomo no ensembia wo mu editu dwa no yenko na yenkonkotiepi.
Not be allowed to cajole anybody to lay a lithium agreement for anyone to go and mine in a reserve forest. Even if it will give us 10 trillion, we don't care. You'll be forced to do the right thing and make sure the environment is protected, not for you and I only, but for the future generations yet unborn. So we are not going to stand in your way of laying it, but the committee that this will be referred to. And Mr. Speaker, we are just about to approve the new committees under the new standing order. People have been attempting for this to be referred to a joint committee. Today, we are encouraging you to refer this to only the Committee of Lands, yes, and Natural Resources. This idea, yes, because this idea of this joint committee creates a problem. Mining has nothing to do with energy. Mining is a land and natural resource matter. So, Mr. Speaker, we were hoping that we will complete the setting up of the committees today before we make the referral. Those who are pushing for this to be laid ahead of time should know this will not be referred to Mines and Energy and Lands Committee. It must necessarily go to the Lands and Natural Resource Committee only. And we shall follow up to make sure that the right thing is done for this country. No one is allowed to mine, and then when we do this, and then the people are crying in their communities, the Parliament absolves itself. It is our responsibility to approve the agreement and do the oversight of this, Mr. Speaker. Those are the only things I have to say before we go ahead.
I do admit that there's a new standing order, and I do admit that there's been a transition. I am not challenging the chief whip of the minority side, and I dare not challenge him. If I have issues, I will discuss it with him personally so that we resolve this matter. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, nobody is rushing for any referral to be made to a committee. I'm sure that, Mr. Speaker, you are competent enough to determine that based on the gravamen of the subject matter, you want one committee, two committees, or leadership of a certain committee to join another committee. And that has always been our practice. But to rise up and say that under no circumstances will you go to this committee, under no circumstances will you go to the other committee, I think it's premature. It's premature. So I would plead with the minority chief whip. If he wants the new committees to be constituted, let's do that. It is in your court. If you constitute new committees, wherever you take us, we will serve there and work for you. But such comments, I will plead with him. You should hold it, because as Mines and Energy ranking, when you refer to my committee and you make such a statement, it really hurts a little. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
My attention was drawn to referrals of some mineral agreements to Joint Committee on Lands and Energy. Lands and Energy Committees, joint committees. I have been looking at that referral, and I've had discussions. And because of the critical nature of the subject matter, I proposed, and leadership accepted, that we should rather refer those agreements to the lands.
No, na one more to adwen e de afa lithium a yehwe se yebetu ewo omangia na emu eno na yenko ensem foforo emu na frankatufo e de ma NPP amanyokuo no eye mampeni abedieche Dr. Bawomia na no e na wo ba pro meche wo ye campaign na wakwakopie mu etifido mantemu na bra woni adehye no mu bi twetwe enkomo e na wode tu dwa se kame ensem mampeni dada John Dramani Mahama wosuro no enti ye friend debate se wo mra na nka wo montena se ma bansem bia dia wo mo ye na wono so ne dia wo ba ye wo ye no kame ensem mampeni ye friend na nya dia wo ba ba be ye debate no eno nam so amamra shebedwani edema ya pe kusagu eye onimonyafo John Ginapo akasa ede afa ho se mampani abedi akire eno nya de hianie an yede adwuma hye ne nsase wonye eba ne Ghana ye economy ye sikasam na yede hye Dr. Bawomia nsase wonhwe so sese agiagu ena empo no se eba no se Ghana ye nuoma bie yede hyehye ne nsa sidi sese eni anumonyam ukwadwaman so a sidi ne kura no yenkan enka ho eno na wose wotwa nani ne wohwe na enuoma boa ye den e wo man Ghana mu no wotimi ehwe na debate ne die se ye ba ne ye ne betena se na wotwekura ye debate ma ade achi ade sakura enya de eden sesaye bia ebebre o man Ghana.
You may be aware the price of a liter of fuel is higher than it used to be for a gallon of fuel. During our time, the gallon of fuel was about 14 cedi. Today, a liter is about 15 point something cedi. The Gold for Oil program, our checks indicate that it's causing serious financial loss to the state. As if that is not enough, the exchange rate is depreciating. As if that is also not enough, fuel prices keep going up. Last week it went up, this week it's gone up. This will certainly impact inflation, it will impact productivity, and it will make the cost of living high. And it's all because of the exchange rate. And so clearly, government has lost it. Government is unable to handle the exchange rate. And I think that the managers of the economy ought to sit up and do what is right and proper. Whilst the Bank of Ghana is spending millions of cedis and dollars on the Gold for Oil program, the currency is not stabilizing. The cedi is depreciating, fuel prices are going up, cost of living is going up, and everybody is suffering. But worst of all, wages and salaries are stagnating. Wages and salaries are not going up. And so, hitherto, under President Mahama, whilst you could buy 2 bags of rice with your minimum wage, today you cannot even buy 1 bag of rice with your minimum wage. The managers of the economy have lost it. And I think that Dr. Bawumia, instead of calling for a debate, he should rather spend some time to concentrate on managing the economy. Because the cost of living is going to
Enya origina po eno no hwachiremu enioma boa ye de eno ene adwuma ewose mampani abedeche Dr. Bawumia wohwe na woma enioma ne bo ba fom sidi na enia nuonyam dollar ne kura adwane ejane no eno na wose wotimi che no ema sidi no so eto no ne ba ne debate dia ene wo mu debate ya Ghana fo anya dia yebenya sebe emfaso bia ewoso mayenko ensam foforo emu na enre ya da ena Copec wo mo editu dwa se eba no eye petrol diesel ene LPG na wo mo edi intumu aba a eno eye 4% na ensamo iba beto dwa de na Ghana fo no mu ebi no eyade enye ye de esanse wo mo ekire mu se petrol bo no se ye den ya na chese bibibia no ne bo akosoro enti Great Commission TV ya fato ye ho so ebo pinimonten so ene ahyenkafo yi ebi kwkwatwetwe enkomo ebi se wo mo anu masam se petrol kra yatumi ebetimi affect lorry fed ye ahyenti abo no na chese ye ba betum anase den na wo mo eye na driver fo yi ebi ene ye etwetwe enkomo sei
akako mwesa yebre ne do nyami yebre lulu otina matum ene matum na obia anti hwi umufuka ne ntokwa because watumu lori friend watumu na obia obia hu say watumu watu pete mu a obia anti watu pete mu a obia antum me hu say watu pete mu ye sori also watu pete mu uchuka also watu pete mu ai fa na eba na won ko do so ko also ma toilet ko be ko a also watu ha ye bre oboye bibi ama ya onye bibi ama fa ho me di dia kakpo me san fa wo de
na nadu eniemu ekozu owi ase no yeti petrol ni yetoni otina ebe kona yatum roll from next month I'm some best out in the drivers ya adwinsi ye phobia ebe strike so odima open tem no ni penfo ni kasa no montiti ne cement back is 1.2 the president ni accident ni anima kwatire woni sipa obamp obusa back mi enum pe yebiti wan fa man we do o fre na phone ye kun ada yeti ye grom so comedy ye bre ya ni ebusu afo ni bre enti na to me ka cheze me di miki nezi me si o hwe me o ko di so chine o sorry ya o ko ba from one ni ni asa ati ni mo so fine wanti su dia ba o mi ampo wi
sisi aje fu en be ni kwa ye benefit so kan e ko ba asisi an se na fu ko na e continue to fu ta e fu taxi asisi an se fu ma e da ti na otisi ko ni fu ma e da ti petu ti ma e ka kanga e ko ye ni because sisi here isu to ba ko so ye ti esra pa ase chofu e o mani koso
adeshima ma ne driver for ebia ewo nungwa ene nimpotem wo mo ensam enono ma yenko ensam foforo emu yeko ensam foforo mu adia ne Ghana mampeni na nadodan kwa kufado wode atudwa ekire mu se enye asem bia ebesi anase boni bia obi ebeye na yebetimi ede no akwakogina asem dibia na ekire kura no yede no ebekwakoto enadie fie ensem bi ewo hono ma ewose etimi pa abedwafo na womo etimi eka ensamui na womo ediye editu ye ni senti enei wa pawo abedwafo a womo eba behwe saadie yi ewo man Ghana mu a edi eda womo so ye alternative dispute resolution no ye twanity say ADR na sa abedwakwe wa pawo emu empanifo a enne woko ekoda womo edi ewo eye Jubilee House ede ekire ye se womo ena ewo hono a womo behwe empasem bi esi na sanyi se yede kokoto yebetimi dia kosa nkofo yi ehonom na womo etimi ahwe enti no abra yekopie mu ewo Jubilee House no ensem bia Ghana mampeni na nadan kwakufado wode eto empanifo enim enie na womo nso a yapa womo eba behwe adwuma yi aye womo nso ede womo de epeso
would further provide a viable opportunity for multi-million-dollar commercial disputes and cases involving the use of the state's valuable natural resources to be resolved in Ghana in a very wholesome environment, and will also enable ADR practitioners, particularly members of the Ghana Bar Association, to sharpen their skills in the resolution of such disputes. This should propel Ghana to be an arbitration hub in Africa, particularly in West Africa. The nation's strong democratic credentials, a liberal and open economy, and an environment conducive to business in general, coupled with the nation's strong judicial system and pro-arbitration courts, hands it a big advantage in the race to be the arbitration nerve center in the whole of Africa and in West Africa in particular. Our neighboring countries should find Ghana a safe haven for the resolution of disputes, just as they do for investment. To make the center more authoritative in the resolution of disputes, Act 798 permits the Attorney General, upon the advice of the Governing Board, to develop rules governing arbitration and other forms of alternative dispute resolution at the center. These rules will be in addition to the rules already laid down in the Act. It ought to be noted that Act 798 is based on the UCITRAL model law on international commercial arbitration. Within the parameters of the rules to be established by the center can set up a court of arbitration akin to the London Court of International Arbitration, Lagos Court of Arbitration, and other modern organs of alternative dispute resolution. Ladies and gentlemen, the newly sworn-in governing board of the ADR Center is made up of men and women who have made considerable contributions to the development of the nation, including the chairman, a highly respected justice of the Supreme Court. I'm in no doubt, retired though, I should add that, I forgot to add that, highly respected retired justice of the Supreme Court. I'm in no doubt that they will live up to the demands of the statute and will justify that trust. I congratulate them on their appointment and wish them a very fruitful term.
We want to assure His Excellency the President, the Honorable Attorney General, Mr. Godfrey Dame, that we shall not disappoint the country. This Alternative Dispute Resolution Center is an important institution which will have significant positive impact on the socio-economic development of the state. It therefore needs the support of all stakeholders in its lead to transform dispute resolution in the country and beyond our borders. Looking at the caliber of persons on the board, I am very positive that we shall
ADR board wapa womo ena uhunu se woda womo di achira womo so womo eda na se papa se wodi dibre bi se ede ahye womo ensa na yeguso echire ensemunimu ede ma na ne anwume Paramount News ena wani guso awohwe no ko Facebook na ko hwe bi ewo hodom YouTube nso ye demo ewo hodom a Radio SM online so betimi enya bi na wastie anase hweye ewo ehodom na mayenko ensemfofro emu na president de Ghana Journalists Association eye owura kwabena eye Jumfo Albert na eno ena eneyi a wode ate ensemtwefo animu a eye gibafo eka ho ebi Prim Park ene adwumakuo ahodo a womo eye ensemtwero adwuma no se yemmomodin a se adwuma ye no yebema ho ate titiriw ene abato ye babeto ewo December mu no ensamo no de beba de ye nokura wo mu no ena ewo se yeka ena empo no de ye mfa nsoma wo no emfa nkwa abonte emfa nkwa to honom wo kwana nsam no nokura ni mu a jai to ho ye de asam no so soma wa bomodin asa obeye onhwehwe mu ehunu sansam no eye nokura ewo sameka ena meka kura na ebeye yie enti ena mekwa akoka emma ye nkonko gina baabi na ensam no de animu no ye de ebeba abonte se de ebeye di hu eni esuro bi ebeba behye Ghana for emu.
Excellence in PR practice. The Institute had established the national standard for public relations by providing a professional framework of practitioners and improving the status and capabilities of its members. The theme for this year's celebration, Public Relations for Value Creation, aptly captured the essence of what PR represents. In a world where communication is key to understanding and progress, PR serves as a foundation that underpins not only businesses but also our entire societal framework.
On our part, as GJA, we have been collaborating with institutions to educate and train our members on the need to be responsible and also ethical prior to, during, and after the elections. Let me announce that aside our partnership with the U.S. Embassy to train journalists on peaceful journalistic discourse, tomorrow, the GJA is also partnering with the Media Foundation for West Africa and National Peace Council to launch the guidelines to counter hate speech and polarizing narratives to foster democratic consolidation in Ghana. All these are geared towards our resolve as an association to contribute to peace during the December elections. It is said that no trained or prepared journalist is ever important than when elections are being held. Elections often challenge democratic institutions like ours. But I can assure you that
or the afutu ako e dia maye nyina ensamtwefo yenhwe ye hu ye pesan se dia obeka no e ba bonten a onkofo de ye adwuma pa esan se yen na ensamo no yetimi de ba bonten ema bi mo etibi enti enye no kora na enkoka de ye fufuo no ma ye hunu se ye fufuo eye tuntum so a na wama ye hunu se eye tuntum na futu a wode ema ensamtwefo eno no na ma yenko kwawu adoso eno ewo epoye mantem adehya no mu bi mecha driver for ene edwadifo bi a wo hono mo ene wo mo ayoye kire wo mo kire mu se feria eda ensuo no eso a wo mo edi twa nsuo edi kodon kokrom ekokodi dwa ene ne mpotemu no asai kwan so wo mo enam so no kwan no so enye wo mo abompanifo na kamia se wo mo nsamo no akwakoye boachi bidin wo mo nte ho hwe enti enei na wo mo ka kira ban eni kabia wo mufo se wo mo so no sabega na wo mo eka ho enti no feri no sa wutim na nyame anye wadom na bibi ekokoto chemape na chese wo kwa no owuo ekwan so na wasie enti adesrede pa aban momodin na wonye bibi emfamfam ma wo mo sanse dwadie ya wo mo di ya enoa na eboa wo mo ma wo mo sa etimi eko wo mo ano
pantono the opushing no eloko more than 4 hours no aloko ni nipa gina nsuo ni so obi ensu obi etete because pantono a mistake na memo pa enipa bewu me bedwa wa ase don kokrom kite mi betim 3 days panto etimi yanioma timi kaso bi 3 days 4 days ubakwa yinam na nam ni nya dore mo apro bare so eheka ni heat nti ubakwa na bare ni nya apro no aboka kwa yeba yetimi beda kwa so bi 3 days ma besia first you to last year mikuta Sophie obabesia and me di 2 form said ye be ya aka ne beba yetimi dru ba bi ye gina dis ma besia ye pia kai ansa na kai na timi afa so
kai no panto we ni ba ye no na engine ye 2 say so the engine na ye 1 first ndi e kwa na no ramp na si ha no e kwa enye no na nane ne ho na enim no akire no ekosa na kosi na sanse engine ba kwa asai no inti semframa ebo a no kware nyamienim age wo a wote so na hunu se ye bre eti engine akwaye baako ama ye besi so ase be yo ye be kodukura ya asemu mu a
pia se opimfo bi awaka no na ya reference onko ebia tibie na ferry nso apon adwuma na dia ho kiraba obi yare pa se ekwa surgery agine nkwa na ferry na pon na wontimi nko obi wo so osuro so befa boat na ye ban se owo bi kra person ba from prince osuro ferry no osuro boat no na ferry nso apon nti ma business ni ma bebre atutwa ana se ekofom nti yesre aban se aban meboan
empani ade niama agugu akwan a ye hwe se adimandimu ya no de wo se yeye titu ene ekwan a ye fa so kwasifante to dome achiaman from to agodeke aban ye siseye ye ntimi nkasa animanimu ya ye ba be ye agusu kota nanso ye expecting fidie animanimu ya babi biara e wo se de convert to ye de beto babi biara e wo se ye red graveling ye be ye na eye pantu so asewon so me amakonta good name ene ne mpani di adanse say ye normal di nkitahu bebre na nsan the 2 DCs e wa from plains ya ni 2 MPs ni nyina ekokosia voter lake transport the managing director and the board members ewa akosombo omo ka kire se boso abroso aboso menkunu mu omo kra eniema a omo de ba be fenisi ye pantu na mayen ebi onso aban asike loan a omo build 4 new vessels nyame ya adom no mu wi a omo de baako e ba beto afran plains a be transporting from Etiaman from to Adolfo and Adolfo to Echi
bi a womo ewo adoso na ote se womo kasa no yeda so awo yen potempotemu ensem emum na yenko mafe agove eno ewo fragmentum adehye no mo honom so de atudwa se eba no suku dan a esi honom no ene womo hehan womo ani nkansam acha kakra na emframa paso nanso no besi ne no edan no womo enyensiesi bia ewo ho na suku enkwode yi so textbooks ahodo yedi besua ade kra no womo eni bi ni senti achecherafuei yedi bi mu bakra na eyade womo ejai eno nam so kra ma wofuei eyiyi nkwada yi edi kofie saa isanso bekwa akotena ho na wonya wo bi nkyere na ade ade nkotena afie ma ne soma na anka eye enti no empanifo a womo eda suku ya no ede adesrade ede etumpanifo animu se animu ya womo entwe womo ani emehwe womo na suku yi womo enye nsesie ewo honom na empo no akade ne akode a womo so hia se yedi besua de no womo emfamedom womo.
Electoral area as well as Agovi is hot. The structure that has collapsed about 3 years ago. Up to now, nothing is having done about the school. The structure, where you go the bungalow, where it is rain, you see that the rain is beating the teachers. The worst of all, about 300 children in the school. The population has reduced up to 150 due to lack of teachers. From KG1 to GSS 3, we have only 5 teachers. Because of that, parents are taking their children away from the school to other areas. We are appealing for the government as well as NGOs who will see this and who they feel can help us so that the school here can go on. Nevertheless, feeding program is not here. It is a wonder that we are having JSS here, but the children didn't know what is computer. The light is here. But since Memorial, the school is built, there's no computer in the school. But during the examination time, the examination time, they will set computer for the children. How do you think these children will do this computer? So we are appealing that so far as the national cake is for us all, we have to share equally.
Since I came to the school here, there are many problems facing the school, which are infrastructure problems and others. First, let me talk of the infrastructure project. For 2 years back, there's a rainstorm which has blown away the 3 classroom blocks, as you could see here. And then we don't have any finances to help build or roof the building. So that is one challenge. Another challenge is that we don't have any library. This big school, we don't have any library. It's a challenge. So there are no teachers. The whole school has only 5 teachers from KG to GHS 3. So it's a problem which is hindering teaching and learning in the school. So if we can get some philanthropists who can help us, it will be welcome.
We don't have teachers from KG to GHS 3. Only 5 teachers that we have. Secondly, our library and computer lab. We don't have storybook and the book that our teachers will use to teach us. We don't have it. From class 1 to form 3.
Agove eno fragmentum womo chira book kura womo enibi. Na no computer ye kokko chura ye kura no na chese nkwade womo amadwen ena womo ede chura ye sanse womo hunu bida womo enim adekro enti adesrade aban ema emeye emfama womo na yenko ensemfofro emu na sese NPP PC a womo apaw no ewo Agona West eyo Owura Charles Arthur na eno ena wode ato opanipa wono ehwe ekwan ne akwantempon ho ensam so se womo modin na Agona Suedro ediko wini bakwan no womra emeye bibi fanfa enho ema womo esanse kwan na sei ema akwani abadie ho nsam no enkoso ewo hono mo enti adesirade pa wo ntwa na ni mehwe Agona wini ba ekwan no na wonye emfama womo na emmo womo pa na dwumadie womo edi ewo hono mo so entimi enkoso.
So Boache, in fact, I am a senior Tescon founder. Ken West Tescon on the by senior one of Oswafa Worship Council. Wakua Mijinaha said I will yema a full bebrebe no. we chwe ne be hwe even before that no na ndc for green book why you wo mu da mo kwan why nti say ya hwa na nka kwan why da da but na mo hwe kwan na esi matetewa pansa asai kra nti ya sre aban ohun ya mobo na nka emritie bia mu yi wodo ontumi mbamu ti say dia oye wo kaso wuni ba no kra onye na okwan a be me drivers no wo ho boton kakra ka botima afa so orange so eduro nya akrom or be ye wo bobo akwan kwan su be ye busy cars bia ntumi nko cars nketwa na akase bia ntumi mfa so ma mo hwe kwan mesime tutu kwa ntime sre no ma mo nim we eye adesre na waye bi ye hwe Swedu Rose inside Kronum ne de ogudore ye Swedu Rose ankasa man nya Krom bridge ma mo to na mo no call president na nyim ene ministers ahodo wode wa no to mu nya me na dom ogudo aworo ye nemum from Wuniba junction akodu defendant Swedu ekwan de ye humaye
asenti ya na yesa na tezi eriguso ebia obi yale omonne kwa ombecha okwan so ti pese bibia ye ntente ti aban ba ya onhwe kwa no yamaye epane chopa kwa na sai pa kwa ne dia sai kwa
Swedu diba Wuniba junction say first one am so about 20 minutes kwa minutes but isi beti me be 1 hour 30 minutes kwa so photos kwa spare parts boy de sa yesle kufuado say omla no mehwe ekwan mai no onye mai ne eble
cha mo be mai se na be ya kwa ne kwa ye nam su jojo na asem bia nkoba ansa na mo aba ye kwa man ye pa buche pi aye ma ye na wu se mitol ba se mbeti chi na me last ka bet ma beti nim so esa ni sisi ha ye ina yare nti pa abanchaw bebre no ba ye mai
ekwan ne nye nti esre wa ba bo aye anytime bia e be ye adwuma pon bia che se ye shop si spare parts so bo aye de nti esre wa ba bo aye esre wa man panin si aka kra bi na election so adu nti me ehu de ekọ na ese ne be ya se be to am biem a en de we yetrim se antuma so en so yetrim
dom ye de enim ya chede nyina ye de ye chembi ye de wo kwan so nti even so no so wa be hu se enwe na so be bo a omo
nyina NPP amanyo kuo no wo manam ewo Agona West no no ene adehye no mu bia wo mo efa eye Agona Sueduro ene Wuniba kwan ne so na ote se wo mo kasa no ma ye nyina we so na ye ntwa ye ho ye ba ye de obekọ obi man so ensem emu.
Yes, a brasso say Obama or diet so person yens and training no abem a quina be the I Am Media and Professional Institute actually the I Am Media and Professional Institute a bia ye titins and trefo and mobayans and trefo mapa ye de wom crane say practical near 80% and a theory a 20%. So we wanted to hear what the I Am Media and Professional Institute are. You better intention our Great Commission Television and I think so Radio SM Online and now radio and now TV station. Yeah, actually, my Ghana and Titiana Yedema it be graphic design, motion graphics, video and audio edited, camera handling, TV and radio presented, communication skills, media law and ethics, media production, news writing, editing and reporting. It is a JHS Nweri and now SHS and now pushing upon say university akwenya da oma and your men say adajo Fred the I Am Media and Professional Institute CA I was 0544 713 929 and now says 0500 200 033 and now we call one office what Great Commission Television Nungwa Cantamanto or mobile St. Michael Primary School the I Am Media and Professional Training Institute where professionals are trained. Shannon Sose Singapore accredited by the National Schools Inspectorate Authority Yetomutia from Nasia.
Nhwehwɛmu ama yɛhunu sɛ ɛnam yɛn nsu asɛe na yɛn nnuane enye organic nti no sɛ yɛdi nnuane wei na yɛnum nsu wei kɔ yɛn nipadua mu a yɛyɛ bebree na ɛde brɛ yɛn. Ne sɛ nti Hola Savior Herbal Clinic ɛnam abɔde nhwehwɛmu akɔfa eduro bi abadwama nso a yɛfa no Hola Herbal Mixture. Eduro ewuru ntin ɛne mmogye mu. Yareɛ bɛn ɛna ɛntimi nsa. Sɛ wonum Hola Herbal Mixture na ɛkɔ nipadua mu a ɛruru wo ntin ɛne wo mmogye mu na yɛyare bia nso efi wo nipadua mu na ma nipadua no ahoɔden foforɔ. Wɔdɔfoɔ ɛntena se ma yare nka wo nto hɔ ansa watamu sika puduro sɛ wode kwasa wo ho yare wɔbra Hola Herbal Mixture ɛwɔ hɔ. Edrui anwanwade ɛyɛ wo nipadua mu ntino adravafoɔ carpenterfoɔ ɛne adwadifoɔ ɛne Ghanafoɔ nyinaa agyia to sempo yɛka kyerɛw sɛ wo yare no ɛyɛ sunsum yare a fagidie na nom Hola Herbal Mixture na wobɛnya wayaresa.
Kwajiu dio Herbal Shop ene pharmacy biemu. Etufo mfre 0240 409991.
So na yemo akaba emra Paramount News so afi ma yemfa ensam no enko obi man so ensam emu na Kenya man ni mu na yeko akogina nanu yada na entokwa bi ko so ewo hono mu a na chesasrafo anase bamboku ahodo no womo enitimemufo edisi yani na chese etu atoto ne tie gas kura ko kasa ye wo hono enam so ema obi mu ewuye na ekire no adehye no mu bi eguso womo kase womo mampeni ruto ewo se osifom esanse adwuma womo de ma no womo atwa nyade wo betimi aye eno nam so ema womo to sante achese womo komra hyebedwam na eno ena asrafo ese nyade womo bema womo ewura hono mo eno so aboa atoto eni etuo ni mutie gasa eno nam so kura masese ye kase de nkofo nan eni ekire womo akon ato.
This has become a weekly affair, and it's not letting up. Young people who have been protesting against the government say enough is enough. Police had a hard time managing the protests. Daniel Wambua never flinched even as police fired tear gas at him and other protesters.
We are out here trying to fight for our own rights, you know. A student, where do I go from there? All these young people you see here are walking around depressed because there is no hope in this country.
People first came to the streets to protest against a proposal to raise taxes. The contentious finance bill was withdrawn, but many say they want the government and President William Ruto to deal with bad governance, corruption, mismanagement of public funds, and to step down.
So mampeni wonsi form mampeni Ruto wo mahwa na chese adwuma no wontimi enye enti wonsi form de na wo mo nsonya de wo mo ebejai enti wo mo kono na aposifo nso etote gas ne etuo edififam ebi mu aprepra ama ebi mu kra efam ahwere wo mo enkwa na ma yemra enije kase emu na wedie ye enije na so enye enije sa na chese abrantie bi na ne video bi enenam na chese video yi emu no wono ankasa etu na numu tuotomu a wo kire mu se abayu a wanya emfishia du enan na chese wo hia no na akode kura no wo ye class 6 ena wo ko ene ne kohia ye na chese empemu agure woni akode yi dibia etene na ntemu srade efiti du 9 na dikosisa akode wo kokko wie ss na eno ena nanu yada wote kasamfoni ye bi eso anase kasafidie so a wono ankasa wo bo ne ho safo hene pa se adwuma wodi ye eni na brantie ye din ye nya ye eye nana poku piesie na eno ene aposifo kire mu se wo mo nsa so ni mu pa esan se video ne ba ye de na ganafo kasa sa brantie adwuma wodi ye na eni se wodi ni sa enti no aposifo momodin ya na wo mo mfre no na wo mo mfa yie fantu ye enen so aposifo kire mu se abrantie nana poku de sese yi de wo mo ensa aso ni mu a wo kwakọboa wo mo ama wo mo aye nhwehwemu se eyampa samo na wo kan ye no sa na etie anase bia na ne ho na ete na wosi ho no mo wo ye sa na bia wunyanya video no enhwe ye enti no video no eni abra na wo no ankasa ete ho no mo a wo kana samo ebi enie
Korebi at the age of 14 years. Papa no so na akura so na madrasa nim no papa no was ka odo ma hinkuro pa lo na me share my experience. What na me we na our body na no body to say me we na from class 6 to be o wie kumaka o kwa me boni nyo na me ban do sa level no ana me hunu say teacher ni bia hyase no ye na afri how are you na I'm fine afa me to wa me na my wife din komo na me shadwa na say teacher ni we fa so ya on afri ni how are you I'm fine na that me tell you I thought well kwamna na me say yes hello come am here boy na say am here boy asade ba na say also one of that no 14 15 was come na for so nya no or the classes and be na pa no be kura grand virgin the video I felt wa Korebi at the age of 14 years. Papa no so na akura so na madrasa nim no papa no was ka odo ma hinkuro pa lo na me share my experience. What na me we na our body na no body to say me we na from class 6 to be o wie kumaka o kwa me boni nyo na me ban do sa level no ana me hunu say teacher ni bia hyase no ye na afri how are you na I'm fine afa me to wa me na my wife din komo na me shadwa na say teacher ni we fa so ya
no way enam so emadisha no mu bi di wo manu tu mu se enka brantie kura yemfre no na yemusa no ho ensam a eno enne yenya no entie saposifo wo mo atunsa afre na sese wo mo etoto na no se ensem wo kan ye no eyampa anase ebiempo a wo hia ne namfofo nti na wo kan no sa a eno aha na ebrebe makwan na kase ebobo ano no yede ne nyina asi ewo aha no mu se yenyina ne de no so na yemfa ensi fasida fama enagard medicated toothpaste osipe bi ewo adwaman so ba bia na fa bitwu se na entimi emmoa enyi enkaboni bia emfiri wanum hola sevia wono so se bowra drugstore anase pharmacy bia mu na kwakwaje adro no bi nonom na entimi entu yade no ase womo so womo aso ye kwo no mo betimi aboa pa aboa ama yetu yade no ase ede ama go same travel and tour for akwanti ohun nsam nyina bedan yen na yentimi emmoa wo enkonkopie amanone ye passport visa ye gibi ede mount ye bomodin aso birth certificate no ye bi ede mount ene de keka ho bi etimi boa emanimpa ekoba abrabo ewo man foforo so no ni nyina no ye ede emao enti brago sem nungu akantamanto eho na ye wo na wafa wonsam nyina fa bedan ye kama ye sebra na ye mfa wo emfa entitie mu nyame adwuma bi apesa wo ye bia no ye boa wo ema wonya ho suahunu ene hu ni mudie ansana wako akofrase ye no nyase ye twabo bi ato ho no ma wo ba ye ba bejuska ye boa watete wo na wonso dachi bi no watwen akra ede ama ewrade adehema ma wo mo ene adwumaku anwumrei wo mo bo machidom so masen ema mede kase yi ede eba wakwemu asedan confirm obi bia wo hwe bie se fie na wo hwe yen Facebook na wo hwe yen YouTube Radio SM na wotie yen a na ni nyina no yedamase papa ye monso amobo aye ema kase etime eye kase so na chese production team no yeda munyina ase papa ochira no pe bono so afo afidie no fato ha no mu sei na ne community watch dwumadie no yede ebeba wakwemu midi ede na nekua acheba achanyumeme era mekinkan ensamwe ede emma yewa momo ne hwa adehye yakramo